This is the Buffalo Community Podcast. All
Hey
about
everybody,
the greatest small
Greg Laney
town
here
in the
from
USA.
Sovereign Smoke, here with the Buffalo Community Podcast show. They're getting ready to start here. Everybody can see what's going on. Woo! We're going to do a great show. I'll let you know when it's posted on the internet. Hope to
This
see you
is the
soon.
Buffalo
Thanks.
Community
Bye.
Podcast. All about the greatest small town in the USA. The people in it and how
Tyler
it all works
said you're
together.
killing social
Here are
media.
your hosts, Tyler Reiss
Trying
and Mark
to,
Benzer.
That's awesome.
trying to smoke it up.
I get jokes.
Greg, thanks for coming in. Thank you guys for tuning in to episode 50 of the Buffalo Community Podcast. Holy cow, it's been a year. We've got 50 episodes under our belt here.
Yeah.
And actually, this might be like the fourth or fifth time somebody's feeding us.
Right.
That's awesome.
That's like kind of one of the things that,
We might require it.
the unexpected. We could probably do a whole show about things that have come about unexpectedly
Yeah.
as a result of just doing this podcast, and I would say food and gifts has been something that have been completely unexpected.
Well, I know
but
you can't tell, but I like myself a little food too.
yeah, perfect. Well, join the club.
Yep. Boom, that's three of us.
Yeah.
In case you guys haven't seen him before, it's Greg Laney of Sovereign Smoke Barbecue Company.
Hello, everybody. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you for coming in. I first saw you on Facebook. Actually, a relative of mine said, "Hey, who's this Sovereign Smoke company here?" And I haven't heard of it. Facebook right away. Oh, awesome! Ordered up some rub, made it into the stocking stuffers here. But tell us a little bit about yourself.
Cool. Well, again, my name is Greg Laney. I grew up in Minnesota, small town Kingston, went to Litchfield High School. Been in Minnesota my whole life. Started doing machining when I was 12 years old, worked with my uncle as an apprentice. So my background is machining and working with metal, working with my hands and getting dirty. And I like to see people get satisfied with the products I make. So I went to school for machining, and I went to school for CNC machining as well. Did that about 10 years. And then I started getting into engineering. I got my didn't get my business degree, close to getting my business degree for business management, and so I got into engineering and helped doing the manufacturing engineering side for making the products that we make, figuring out how the parts need to be designed in order to machine them properly.
Sure.
So it's medical fields I've worked at, or just manufacturing shops that doing job shop stuff.
Okay.
But during that whole time, for the last 20 years, I've been doing a lot of smoking and grilling. That's my passion, my background. So I've always thought, ever since I was 12 years old, working with my uncle, because he had his own machine shop, I wanted to do some type of a business. I wanted to work for myself, because this is America, and you want to be able to prove to people that America is a great country to live in, and work hard and prove people that you are a hard worker. So
Sure.
now is my time. Last year, right before the end of the year, I signed up my company, registered my LLC for Sovereign Smoke. Didn't have any products yet, but I knew what I was going to be doing. I had all kinds of products I've been taste testing and sampling.
Yeah.
Actually, 15 years it took me to prove out some of the items that I do sell. It wasn't something that came up this year. I've been working on it for over 15 years.
Yeah.
So then COVID started, but I was still able to get my sauce out there. It took a lot longer to get it FDA approved, and got that approved first in August. I got it all approved for the sauce, and then I started selling my first sauce in August, at the end of August, very end of August.
Awesome.
And then brought on my rub that pairs very well with the sauce right after that. So my first two products are both called Sweet Heat. They're my original products. I got the sauce and then the rub. Both are called Sweet Heat.
That's fantastic.
And as we learn a little bit more about you, you've actually brought us a whole plate of food here.
Yes.
And we're going to taste them as we're going to learn more about you. So I'm going to bring that into shot here.
Sure.
Awesome. You're the second Litchfield High School grad to be on the Buffalo Community Podcast.
Awesome. Who was the other one?
John Early,
Sounds familiar.
Buffalo Bulldogs.
Third, we got Dr. Heidi Zook as well from Litchfield.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Third.
Yeah.
Sorry, Heidi.
I guess this is a Litchfield Community Podcast.
Yeah.
Why is that light on?
It hasn't been on the whole time, has it?
It's all right. It's still recording.
Has that light been on the whole time?
Very
Maybe.
possible. I don't
Well,
think-
it is
All right.
dark out.
All right.
It's dark out. Well, let's jump right into it, guys. You brought us 3 little taste tests and then 3 different barbecue sauces.
Yes, 3 different barbecue sauces. I don't even know which one is mine right now, other than I know what it looks like. But I haven't tasted them. My wife, today, she put the different sauces in the cups, and she labeled them, and then she sent me a text which one was which. They're
Well, that's
labeled
kinda
A,
fun.
B, and C, and I heard you guys haven't tried the sauce yet.
Right.
Yep.
So I want to get your opinion on what you think of the flavors of each one of these, and I want you to describe
Sure.
what you're tasting.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm game. I'm not going to be shy here. All right. That's absolutely accurate. It does say A, B, and C. He's telling the truth, folks. I'm going to go A, B.
In case you were worried that he was.
You never know. I mean,
lying.
the internet trolls out there.
So first, I don't know if you want to go by appearance. Open
Yeah.
them all up and just kind of look at each one and tell me what you think.
I hope I don't screw
Boy,
this
we
up.
are
and-
getting critical, and I like
absolutely.
it.
All right.
Appearance.
A.
You just smelled it.
Yeah, I mean, there's wine sommeliers. No, not me. Barbecue all the way.
So
Barbecue.
the appearance, what are you seeing between A, B, and C there?
Yep. So, I'm seeing a lot more. Let's call them seasoning in there. Like maybe a little white pepper flakes. That's just a guess. I'm not gonna give away here.
Sure.
I feel like, yeah.
The viscosity. Now I feel like the You Betcha guy in the ranch series. I don't know if you guys seen that.
No.
Well, the viscosity of 3 is a little bit more liquidy. 2, I mean, it's more of a paste. Number 1, a little bit more light brown.
Letter A, I think you mean.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Number A.
Number A.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say A is, having, seen them all side by side now, I think A is very much your traditional barbecue sauce looking product. And B almost has more of a, I don't want to say it looks like ketchup, but out of the 3, B looks more ketchup-y than any of them. And then C definitely is more of the, I would say less traditional of the 3 is C.
Okay.
In the thickness, consistency, and then just obviously seasoned, more of a seasoned product.
Going for the taste.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, first do the smell.
Oh, yeah. All right. Okay,
Wow.
well, I've lost my taste and smell. I'm kidding, folks. I can. This one smells more sweet, almost. God, I hope it's not yours. More of a little bit B, a little more ketchupy, probably because it kind of looks a bit closer to ketchup consistency. C, you can definitely,
It's the most aromatic,
yeah, you can definitely tell a little bit more of a layered.
non-traditional.
Yeah, a little bit more layered smells in here. A little bit more.
I'm going to say A looks and smells more traditional. C is the exact opposite. It looks and smells less traditional.
Yep.
B
B kind of looks like you mass produced
doesn't
me.
really knock you out with.
anything.
I have to work harder to get a. This is really funny. This is a lot of fun, and
Go ahead.
I might not ever do this again in my life. So
Yeah.
Taste them out. Taste it up.
Okay.
I want to
That's
know the texture and
yeah.
the flavor.
Sweet. It's pretty mild. I would say A is mild for me. I don't feel a lingering heat or anything like that. I mean, it's a
Sweet.
sweet barbecue sauce. I wouldn't consider it spicy by any
very
means.
traditional to me.
Yeah,
Like that is.
absolutely.
I would say that is. This is really hard. I would say it's a step up from anything.
Disclaimer, folks, we didn't know we were going to be taste testing different
Nor
barbecue
do we
sauces
know
here.
if all of this is homemade or some of this is homemade. This tastes commercial.
Okay.
This is a commercial flavor, which isn't bad. I like barbecue sauce.
Right.
I I buy barbecue sauce off the shelf,
Millions of people do.
Most people do. Yeah.
but it's a very commercial flavor.
B is very
Oh,
little more spice to it, a little
something
more
got
peppery.
me there. Yeah, what did I get?
Again, the viscosity here, it's going to coat whatever meat you've got very well.
Yeah, a little more heat.
It's kind of like ramping up. Again,
I certainly would.
I really hope you're standing behind your product and we're not totally just like,
I would like to hear people's input on other people's products as well.
yeah, it almost kind of went like mild, step up a heat.
Okay.
For C, I'm expecting a little more heat. It smells better. I think it looks better. I like a little bit of
Grain.
character.
Yeah.
Grain is good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's
it's going to be
some
messy.
texture to this.
Yeah.
C. A little bit of texture to this, and I like C.
So I'm looking at C here, and all I'm picturing is my rack of ribs for that last 10 minutes. You want to get that little bit of glaze on. That's what I'm kind of picturing when I'm.
Oh, there's a little bit of a raspberry in there.
Yeah.
I think. I feel like there's a little bit of a.
That hits you with the heat a little bit more. I like that. It's a little bit sweet, a little bit heat. I don't know. Am I ramping up? Is C yours?
What do you think?
I think C is yours for multiple reasons.
Okay.
Because I literally just described it as sweet and heat. That's just my guess.
So
I think it looks. I just think it's.
Ooh, that hit the back thing of my throat.
Yeah, I feel like I've never had anything. It just looks. It looks like something
Custom
or a homemade product. And these two just look like very traditional. And maybe you made all three of them. I have no idea. But 3 is the most unique, and that's why I say 3. C. C is my favorite. C is the most unique of the 3, and I guess if I had to pick a winner, I would say C is my favorite.
And you think it's the same?
Same here.
Okay. For the love of God, please. Well, I'm gonna look and see the text that my wife Jessica sent me, and we'll reveal it. I know I can tell just by looking at it which one is mine.
Okay.
But I'll show you. I'm not.
This is legit, folks. So again, I'm gonna feel really bad if we didn't accurately guess here.
C was the sweet heat, Sovereign Smoke sweet heat.
Nope.
Nope.
There we go. We got it right.
So I'm not going to reveal what the other ones were. So I'll tell you they are manufactured, not mine.
Okay.
So do you have any guess what the other 2 might be?
I feel like B is KC Masterpiece.
Okay.
That's my guess.
I'm just gonna guess that. And there's no logic behind this. I'm just going to say that one of them is Ken Davis, and I'm going to say the other one. I can see the bottle. I can see the bottle in my head. It's got a white label. It's what's the other big? It's got a white label.
Yeah.
It's called. I'm going to look it up.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I'm going to look it up.
So if you want to grab that Dollar General bag there.
Dollar General.
Sweet Baby Ray's.
That's what it is.
You got a good sense of taste. So.
Okay.
One of them was this.
Okay. We're looking at slow simmered from Kraft sweet honey barbecue sauce.
So B was the middle one. B is the
Sweet Baby Ray's.
Yes. Was B.
Yep.
And then Kraft was A. And then Sweet Heat
Bam.
was C.
Well, I'm glad it's. I'm glad that my favorite is yours, and it's my new favorite.
100%
of that. I'm looking forward to the next time that I have a barbecue meal. But we also have some other things. You don't just do rubs and and barbecue sauce. I'm going to put these out of the way for a second here.
So if you look at the ingredients on my sauce, it's all natural ingredients. I didn't even compare the other ones because I didn't know what my wife was going to grab to compare to the barbecue sauce. But most other sauces, they'll have some type of
Sodium benzenate.
or high fructose corn syrup.
Yep.
It's a big thing usually.
Pineapple juice. That's in here, folks.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
So it's all natural ingredients, and I try to get most of my ingredients from Minnesota.
Sure.
So you were hinting that there might be what fruit?
Like a raspberry or a...
So it's actually, there should be a smoky cherry flavor to it.
Okay.
So.
Yep. And
like it.
And that's a natural
it's
smoke
absolutely
flavor
there.
zone.
Yep.
It's not a fake smoke, it's a natural
Right.
smoke.
Contains anchovy.
So
most of them do, don't they?
the reason why there's anchovy is there's Worcestershire sauce
Yes. Right.
there. And Worcestershire sauce includes anchovy.
What was that?
That's my favorite word to say, and I say it perfectly.
Yeah.
Don't make fun of me.
What did they say? Did they say the 3 hardest things to say?
I'm sorry.
I love you. I'm sorry. And
That's awesome. Hey, thanks for bringing these in. I like that. It's all natural. It's delicious. I'm going to rate it. It's delicious to begin with.
Good.
It looks good. It tastes good. But you also smoke meats.
I do.
I saw you're killing it on social media. I mean, it seems like every time I pop up my feed is your products are in a new store, new company, or you're maybe working on a catering gig for that. Tell us a little bit about that section.
Yeah, sure.
And,
So we'll get to this in a little bit.
Yep.
So I'm currently trying to get my products into retail outlets, retail stores. I call them retail partners because if you look on my website, my product, I sell it a little bit higher. The reason is I want you to go to a local retail store to buy my products and get a better deal and support a local store. I love it if you go online, but then you're paying for the shipping too. You don't need to pay for shipping if you go to a retail store.
Sure.
So go to your local butcher shop, go to your local gift store or a grocery store. That's where you're going to find my products. I'm actually currently in just over 20 retail outlets.
Oh, awesome. Congratulations.
And that's just in Minnesota. I have one store that I'm proud to just get, and it's in Kansas City.
Wow.
So
That's kind of like capital city of barbecue, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
And
Capital
it's
barbecue.
actually in the store that's the biggest barbecue store in the world.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So my products are
Congratulations.
sitting there with all the greatest sauces, barbecue sauces. and
So I'm
products.
sure there's probably there's the long story and the short story, but what is the process of getting your product into a store? What does that look like? And
So I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it. It's just been
You've just done it.
It's
Yeah.
just been kind of happening. Well, I'm not a salesperson. I'm pretty goofy and dorky, and so what I do is I know of some places or people tell me of different retail stores, and I call them up and tell them who I am and where I'm located and what I have, and I ask them, hey, would you be interested in some samples? I'll stop by and drop off some samples, and you guys try it out. So I don't tell them what I'm going to usually do with the samples. I don't come in with just my
Perfect
sauce.
example.
Don't come in with just my sauce. I'll come in with some pulled pork sliders or some type of meat to put the sauce on. And then if there's people working there, and if it's not too busy, if they have time, let them try it out right in front of them. I'll get their opinions right in front of me. I like to hear people's feedback. That's because then I know what they're going to tell their boss.
Sure.
What they're going to tell the owner or the buyer.
Yep.
And every time I walk in the store, they say, "Oh, it's the best stuff I've ever had."
I think what I love, so you say you're not a salesman,
I'm not a salesman.
and I'm going to say you are a salesman. However, I think and this is not to really get sidetracked on a whole nother conversation, but there's what people think a salesman is, and there's what a salesman actually is. And you are somebody who's passionate about your product, who feels like people benefit from your product, and who will go out of their way to make sure that people have every opportunity to buy your product.
Absolutely.
You're not trying to trick anybody into buying your product.
No.
Gary Vee, it was like the 3 Ps. It was your product, your passion, and then the people involved in it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like the 3 keys of success right there.
I just, I hate the, I have a big battle ahead of me, but I just feel like salespeople, to sell is to serve. And
Absolutely.
and but people think selling is tricking, selling is being deceitful, selling is.
So when I love the way you described that, because salespeople get a bad rep, but it's usually because they're fake. They're fake about what they're saying. You can tell. People can tell if they're fake. Like you said, I have a passion for my products. I wouldn't be selling it to the public. I wouldn't be giving it to people if I didn't think it was a good product. I think my product is a very premium product. I think it's a superior product. So back to my name of Sovereign Smoke. Sovereign is a very political name, but it means you're taking responsibility for what you own because you think your products are superior. So that's why I call it Sovereign. It's Sovereign Smoke. My products are superior, in my opinion. Now, you don't need to say that. I'm not going to tell you to say it.
Right. Well, and it doesn't matter.
Thanks for that
what we think.
$20.
You're welcome.
This isn't a paid promotion. And again, I love the way it was ramped up, and your products actually spoke for itself. That let's shift it in here a little bit more of your craft here.
Sure.
Looks like we've got 3 little tasty treats.
Sure. So I'm happy to say my company is growing. So what I've been doing is playing with different appetizers and meats and trying different things out. Things that I've done many times before, and some are new, some are different, because I'm getting into the catering service. I actually just did a consultation for my first catering service, and it's going to be a wedding. And it's going to be for 75 people. I've never done a catering service before for anybody. And
Nothing like...
so I'm not starting small. I'm going big right away and jumping right into the ocean.
Why not? Can you imagine a bride with barbecue sauce all down her nice white dress?
That's the goal.
I'll sit next to her and I'll take a picture.
Yeah. That's a billboard
I'll get it
right
on
there.
her face too.
That is a billboard.
So what you got here, I made 3 different appetizers for you. The first one is called pork. It's called a pork shot or pig shot. You can either call it either way. So don't eat it yet because it's not done.
Come on.
So what you're supposed to do with this pig shot, what it's made out of, if you look on the bottom, it actually has a jalapeno sausage in the bottom. Oh boy! And it's ground. Another thing that I'm doing with my catering services, I get my meats and my stuff from the stores that the wedding's going to be at or the party's going to be at. I'll get it at that store. So that way I'm supporting the local community. So these meats right here were all from the butchery in Maple Lake. That's where I have some of my products.
Perfect.
Awesome.
So the sausage was ground at the butchery in Maple Lake. The bacon was made at the butchery in Maple Lake. Then on the inside I have some cream cheese, and the cream cheese is mixed with some diced onions, and it has my sweet heat rub. We haven't talked about the rub yet, but sweet heat rub is in the cream cheese as well. And then there's diced pineapple inside the cream cheese as well. So then there's one last thing.
We're like making eye contact here.
It's topped. It's topped with the.
You're making me be so patient here.
It's topped with the diced pineapple on top. So that's this one. And then before you eat it, what you're supposed to do is pour my sauce on the top, so it looks like a little shot. It'll look like a little shot glass.
Well, I'm going to do it over, but
so what I do with these, they don't take long to make. The Super Bowl's coming up. These are some great appetizers you can make from the Super Bowl.
Do you have recipes on your?
These I'm going to be posting. I haven't posted these yet.
You're going to post them?
I'm going to post the recipes on my website, and I'll give them to you guys so you can post it on your Facebook page too.
Yeah,
awful generous of you.
This is showing up Thursday right before Super Bowl.
Okay, great, perfect.
Can we do this yet?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Pour the sauce on there, and you can see the sauce has a lot of honey in it, so it's thick. It's kind of sticky. It doesn't run real easily. Now when it's on there, you can see it looks like a little shot glass.
Oh yeah.
And it only took about 3 hours to smoke. 2 hours to smoke.
I love your prep work for this.
You just go all in, huh?
Did the whole thing. Yeah, take the whole thing. So you could serve these cold. They don't.
There's
need to
no
be hot.
limit to how many of those I could eat.
Move over, weenies. We got a new king in town. I love that. That is. I'll be 100% honest.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what to expect when you said pineapple. Mm-hmm. It's not my favorite fruit to be mixing with anything, but it does. It just
blends.
Yeah.
You'd be hard pressed to pick it out.
yeah.
I think it adds sweetness more than
That's what it's
flavor.
And
Right.
the whole thing is there's depth to everything.
Yes, that's what I try to do with my products. Is
Yeah.
I want you to taste each different seasoning that's in it. The sauce has 19 different seasonings in it, and you should be able to pinpoint what each of them are if you actually think about it. And you could probably name all 19 different ingredients.
And searching for that. I love that. I mean, yeah, I could mess up a tray of those for sure.
Great.
I could mess up a tray.
So again, that only takes
love
about 3 hours to smoke, but I smoke on a stick burner. So the meat's only in the stick burner for 3 hours, but to get my stick burner to the right temp, it takes me close to 2.5 hours
Sure.
to get it to stabilize. So it's not a fast thing, but people have pellet smokers now. People have
I was going to ask you about that.
smokers.
How do you feel about that? Traegers and
Oh, I think it's great. It gets people that are afraid of putting too much work into something, gives them an easy way to get out there and get out there, grill or smoke.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a lot of effort, and there's so many great companies out there. I don't bash any other company because they put a lot of recipes out there, and these things right here, don't get me wrong, I didn't come up with these ideas, but I made them my own. I tweaked them and made them my own.
Sure.
So there's so many different recipes out there you can play with, and
Yeah.
I like that people are using on electric smokers and pellet smokers. I don't.
You said a stick something?
Mine's a stick burner, so you just all I do when I smoke my food is I don't. The only time I use coal, I use coal to get it started, and once the coal is started, then the only thing I'm using is actual real wood. I use wood logs that are
wood
about
logs.
this long,
Okay.
or smaller. I use usually my go-to thing is cherry wood or apple. Those are my two things I always use. So you get more of a fruity flavor
Sure.
to the meats.
That's
I love
awesome.
that. As a Traeger owner, and I got to throw that in there. I want a Traeger. How I kind of got into smoking is I don't have an all day Saturday to put into it all those hours. I love the set it and forget it part, and I can't wait till the next time I make a pork shoulder with the rub and the barbecue sauce to really kind of bring it there. And there's a sense of pride of this whole process.
Absolutely.
And then when you compare it with a good chunk of meat. And then the rub, I mean, the rub is really key, which is delicious, by the way. And then top it off with that barbecue sauce. Man, June and July can't come soon enough.
I mean, when you make something yourself and it turns out, you feel so proud of it. So I kind of got into this about 5 years ago. I got into a competition. I did one competition at the bowling alley here in town. They didn't do one this year because of COVID, but they usually do one every year, backyard barbecue competition. And the very first competition I was in, I got the People's Choice Award.
Nice, congrats.
Well, thank you.
Well,
So that kind of got me kicked into gear to move
You
forward.
got something
and
going on here.
I'm like, man,
Yeah.
I can do something. So our next
let's
appetizer.
people choose the next one.
So the next appetizer, can you guess what that might be?
I thought it was a meat croissant, and you should see a picture on the screen right now. And you said no.
It's not. No,
Is it an onion ring?
it is. So it's a onion ring wrapped in bacon, and then the only other thing that's on it is my sweet heat rub, and it's been smoked for 3 hours. So
That's
it's
awesome. Did you smoke them all together?
So
I
it's
mean,
all at the same time.
So it's
Same
not
time.
like, all right, 3 hours. Well,
Nope.
those are done.
You
Throw those in
can-
the fridge. Same program
Yep.
here.
So you can either dip it, or you can just kind of drizzle some on it. It's up to you. Whatever you want to, however you eat your onion rings.
Fistful at a time.
So the great thing about the onion ring, you don't need to use my sauce for the onion ring. You could use ranch, you can use a sriracha sauce, you can use anything. But obviously, I want you today to try it with the sauce. So what do you think?
I mean, these are
They're
I wanna
pretty oniony.
Yeah.
But it's an onion.
They're, yeah, kind of the base word there. It's thick.
Yes.
It's every single one of these last two things, even though I could destroy them. I mean, this is a satisfactory, above satisfactory appetizer. Like, this is like the prep to the meal. I mean, it's...
This is like, be careful, because if you want to eat your meal.
Yeah. You're not going to eat much of the meal because you're going to eat all of this stuff.
Well, thank you. Glad you like it.
Best review is when you can't say a word about it.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It's so good.
Sorry, folks, if you can hear me eating into the microphone. But not really. I'm happy right now. This is my space. I like that. That's really good.
Good, good. So the last one we got here, you've heard of burnt ends, right?
Bird den?
Burnt ends.
Oh, burnt end.
So you can get a burnt end either from a brisket or from pork ribs, or when you're making pork belly, you can use the burnt ends. So this is a poor man's version of burnt ends. It's basically just a pot roast, beef pot roast, diced up into however size you want, and then you smoke it. Again, I smoked it for the same amount of time as I smoked the other ones, for 3 hours. Mm-hmm. And what I do is you put mustard on it that way the rub sticks to the meat, and then I just put my dry rub on it. Then on top, it's topped with some cream cheese again, with a little bit of diced onions and my sweet heat rub, and then it's topped with it's not a super thin jalapeno because I want you to get some spice off this one. And then you just dip it in some sauce and try it out.
I don't want to be done. That's my problem.
I can't talk. Mark did the appropriate thing by getting away from the microphone. But this is an audio show.
Yes.
I really like that. Adding that fresh jalapeno. That's not a cooked jalapeno.
Nope. It's not
a fresh
fresh. Yep. And you could do it with, you could put the jalapeno on there when you're smoking, but I like the little crunch of the fresh jalapeno.
A fresh jalapeno brings a freshness to it. That crunch, that crisp. Yeah, there's some heat there. But these are awesome appetizers. I mean, it's like, what do you want for dinner? Well, I just want a plate of these.
More of that.
I'm all for just going to a restaurant or making my own appetizers and eating appetizers.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite thing to make?
So I used to have a favorite. My favorite thing used to be a beef brisket, but I think it's changed a little bit. I up until recently, I never made beef ribs, and I tried making some a couple times, and they are just superb. Beef ribs, smoked beef ribs, are my favorite thing right now. If you're not talking about just a big meat, I also love pulled pork because you can use pulled pork on a lot of things, sliders, or you can put
Macaroni and cheese.
Bigger sandwiches.
It's so flexible. But those are my two favorite things right now.
It's hard to mess up too.
Yeah.
I mean, for an amateur smoker,
Right.
If you want a good fatty piece of meat,
Yep. Pulled pork is one of the easiest things to do. I shouldn't say easy because there's different levels of pulled pork.
yeah,
There's pulled pork where you gotta pull it apart, which is probably the way most people make their pulled pork. But the slow and smoked slow method that I do, it takes you close to 18 hours to smoke it. And then when you're done, you actually wrap it, keep it wrapped in towels for another 4 to 6 hours. So the meat is actually not done for almost over 20 hours.
Right.
And then when you unwrap it, you don't need a bear claw. You've seen bear claws.
smush it.
You just put some high temp gloves on your hands. It just falls right apart.
Wow.
So to say that, if I ask you, well, what's for dinner? It's what I started cooking 2 days ago. It's maybe the answer.
Right. Absolutely.
Always planning 2 days ahead, right?
I absolutely love it. Let's talk a little bit more about your products. I know we're kind of coming up
Sure.
to the ending time here. You've got an awesome cutting board here. You're trying to work with some vendors. You've got your barbecue sauce.
Do you mind grabbing the rub out of one of those bags over there? So yes, so I started out fairly right before the Christmas season. I started putting other products on my website and offering those, not in retail stores, just on my website. So I had like a basting pot, cast iron basting pot, and I had basting brushes, and I had a lighter, and I had a bottle opener. So I thought it was cool, and a lot of people bought them. People loved them. But then I started thinking, I want to support American-made products. So in the last couple weeks, I've been giving that stuff away as kind of a promo thing, just giving it away. If you buy some of these, I've been giving that stuff away.
Sure.
And people think, oh, that's cool. But instead of selling that stuff, I'm going to actually be having manufacturers make stuff that I help design, and they're going to be my own products. So right now, this is kind of an example of the cutting board that I would have somebody make. Right now, it's kind of in a prototype mode. I would have my logo on it, different sizes, different woods, not available yet. Right now, my main focus is my rub and my sauce. But I'm pretty proud I do have one manufactured product that is made in the United States. It's made locally as well. So I have a barbecue knife set. It's a 7-piece barbecue knife set. I didn't bring it with me. I got too excited about my food and bringing everything with me.
That's all right.
So did we.
So it's a Damascus steel hand-forged barbecue knife set. It's made locally here right in Buffalo by a manufacturer that forges them, a blacksmith. He's been doing it for over 25 years.
You want to give him a shout out? Can you give him a okay.
I'm not going to say his name because he does it as a side thing.
Okay, sure. No problem.
And it's pretty cool because he's been doing it for 25 years, and I love supporting him. Mm-hmm. He's a veteran, and I love supporting veterans.
Yep.
Last year, one of the things I did is I handed out all my profit by giving products to veterans. So all the profit that I made, I actually basically used it by handing out my products to veterans and service people.
Hold the reins there. You said all of your profits.
All my profits
going to veterans
last year. Yes.
That's awesome. I get it. Well.
So granted, it was only 4 months.
But still,
August to
right.
So yep, every single penny I donate to the veterans or to the people in need. So right before Thanksgiving, what I did too is I had some other people in the community help donate a little bit of money because I had more families in need in the area that wanted food. I smoked 15 briskets and I donated those to families in need throughout the community.
What a neat thing! What a very neat thing. That's awesome.
If somebody wanted to get involved in some of that generosity, I mean, can they just reach out to you on social media?
Oh, absolutely. Contact me. I do plan to do more of those types of events.
That's awesome.
There's definitely people out there that are in need, and I love doing what I do. And in return, it makes them happy, and they learn how to use a different product, and maybe they'll try doing it themselves too.
Awesome.
I feel like we need an episode 2. This is
absolutely.
I mean, you got a great story and you got a great product and you're a entertaining personality and everything that
genuine. I mean, if you're out there, search it. Go like his Facebook page. Buy his products.
Buy this guy's products.
Yeah,
you won't be disappointed.
Bring them to us.
In the city of Buffalo, currently you can find my products in the meat department at Cub Foods. Or you can find it at the Abundant Kitchen in town. If you want to go outside of that, you can go on my website and you can see all my retail partners.
That's funny because as you're talking about getting into these stores, we've had Becky on with Abundant Kitchen, and off air, I was going to say you should talk to Becky and Travis about getting your product in there.
They were actually my second retail store that I had my product in.
We're big name droppers here on the Buffalo Community Podcast, and we have no shame about it.
Yeah.
But name dropping, I am Tyler Reiss for the Buffalo Community Podcast for episode 50.
I'm Mark Benzer with Country Financial.
I'm Greg Laney with Sovereign Smoke Barbecue Products.
Thank you for being on.
Yep.
Thank you guys.
Good times.
Thanks.
I hope we hit everything.
Oh, it was fun.